Attention on deck! Staff, stand at ease, please. All right, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay. Boot camp is long enough and hard enough as it is. If that's the only motivation you're going to bring, it's going to feel a lot harder and it's going to feel a lot longer. So let's try that again. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Better. That's what you need to bring every time. I'm Lieutenant Matthew Peters. I'm the ship's officer here at Ship 6, USS Constitution. Your new home for the next couple of months. Senior Chief Oligan, he is your LCPO, your lead chief petty officer. Is he standing by? Is he going to be giving comments today?
No, sir, not going.
Okay. You're probably wondering why we all have you here. We're here for your commissioning. Some of you might know what that is, but I'm going to explain it a little bit. Commissioning, the time-honored tradition we have here in the Navy. I like to think of it as a solemn celebration. We're celebrating having a new weapon for the fight for freedom and democracy around the world. Sometimes that weapon's a ship. You've probably seen that with a great bottle of champagne on the bow and slide the ship in the water. Sometimes it's a squadron of aircraft. But today, it's 2 new divisions of recruits. So we celebrate that. It's solemn though, because we know we're going to put that new weapon in harm's way. Ships get sunk, squadrons of aircraft, they get shot down, and sailors die. That's a responsibility we've all chosen to take up. Because freedom has a price, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So, before I welcome you to the family of the United States Navy, before I commission you though, I need to go over a few things. You've heard this stuff before, you've been briefed it before, so the fact that I have you here standing at attention, I have my staff and your RDCs here, and the fact that your ship's officer is taking the time to go over it again should tell you how important and how seriously we take it. So if we take it seriously, you need to take it seriously. So if you violate these rules, I'm going to do everything in my power to send you home. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
So what am I talking about? I'm talking about the CO's top 6. Number 1, sexual harassment and assault. You all came here as strangers. Ideally, in about 2 months, you'll be shipmates, you'll be teammates, you'll know each other well. You're gonna be brothers, you're gonna be sisters, you're gonna be part of the family. We do not sexually harass our brothers and sisters. So what do I mean? That means no catcalling, no inappropriate comments, no unwanted sexual behavior of any kind. I don't care if the other party's on board with it, someone overhears it and they're uncomfortable, you've just sexually harassed them. And it will not be tolerated here at Ship 6. No recruit-to-recruit contact. You will not touch each other. There are a few times when your training dictates you touch each other. Outside of that, we are not going to tolerate any of it. We also include passing notes or touching another recruit's gear without their permission. There's not going to be any fraternization. That means unduly familiar relationships. You're not here to make friends. Once you leave here, you want to be friends, great. But here, you're here to become professionals, and you're here to become teammates, not friends. So you will not have an unduly familiar relationship with any of your fellow recruits, with my RDCs, or with the civilian staff. No racism or discrimination. I do not care what color your skin is. I do not care if English is your first or second or third language. I don't care where you come from, what your sexual orientation is, or what your religion is. It does not matter to me, it does not matter to your RDCs, and therefore does not matter to you. If we accept each other's differences, if we embrace them, they can make us stronger. If we don't, they make us weaker. And our enemies will take advantage of that weakness. So you need to come together as a team. So what do I mean by that? No racist remarks, no slurs, no jokes about someone's religion or their sexual orientation. I do not care if that racial slur is about your own race. It will not be tolerated here. And finally, substance abuse. You might think you know what this means, but here at RTC we have our own definition. Many of you will be prescribed medications by a military doctor. You will take those medications as prescribed. If you go outside the bounds of that prescription, we are counting that as substance abuse. So if you take more than you're supposed to, if you take it in a way you're not supposed to, if you give it to another recruit, or you dispose of it improperly, we are counting that as substance abuse, and we will hold you responsible. I don't care if it's pain medication or throat lozenges. It's all the same to me. All right, now I'm going to go over the grievance policy. You all have problems, right? I have problems. Your RDCs have problems. Just because you came here doesn't mean your problem's going to stop. In fact, they're probably going to increase in severity and frequency. But you came here to learn toughness, to become warriors and sailors. So sailors, they deal with their problems on their own. If they can't, then they look to their teammates, and then the chain of command. So if you can't handle a problem on your own, look to your fellow recruits. If they can't help you solve it, then you have your recruit chain of command, your RPOC and your AROC. If they can't solve it, then you're going to engage your RDCs. They'll be able to help you with 99% of your problems. They have been there, they have done that, they have seen everything under the sun. If your problem is with one of your RDCs, well, you have two more, right? In the unlikely scenario that they cannot help you with your problem, that is when you will talk to the LCPO or myself, the ship's officer. If you feel like we are unwilling or unable to help you with your problem, you do have one more course of action. And that's writing a letter to the CO. But be forewarned, before you go down that avenue, it's better be a matter of life and death. Because if you waste the CO's time, you've taken one problem that you thought you had, and you've turned it into two. And I guarantee you that second problem is going to be much bigger and much more painful for you. All right. You all came here with a goal. I'm assuming and I'm hoping that goal is to turn from a civilian into a sailor. That's not going to come easy. It's not meant to be easy. Your RDCs are going to be hard on you. Your training's going to be hard on you. But I guarantee you, in the end, it is worth it. 99% of what's going to determine whether you leave here a civilian, like you came, or you leave here a sailor, like you want to be, 99% of that is up to you. It's up to how much motivation you show, how much you care, and how much you bring to the table every single day for every single evolution. It's going to be totally up to you whether you graduate here in 2 months as sailors. Let me tell you about a little bit of a moment you're going to have there at that graduation, your pass and review. You're going to march in, you're going to do the ceremony, and at the end they're going to call Liberty, Liberty, Liberty. Your loved ones are going to rush off the stands there, they're going to come down from the second deck, and they're going to try and find you. But they'll see you for the first time as a United States sailor in your dress uniform. That moment, when you first make eye contact with them, and you see that pure joy and pride in their eyes, and you see yourself reflected in their eyes in your new uniform, makes everything you're going to go through here worth it. But special moments like that, they have a cost. They have a price, and it's a heavy price. And you start paying for it right now. You pay for it up front. But believe me when I say it is worth it. It is worth the cost. You got to earn that right. You got to earn that uniform. You got to earn that moment. All right. Staff, attention. Present arms. Divisions 355 and 356, in the name of the United States Navy, I commission thee. Welcome to the fight. Arties, there you go, plan today.
Aye, sir.
Aye, sir. Thank you.
Order, arms.
Ready to quit?
Aye, aye, pay up, sir.
We are, Chief. Alright, go put my flags downstairs.
Yep, let's go, flags.
Let's go.
Move, 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 move.
Aye.
Aye,
Ready, officer?